Okay, guys, good morning. Okay, it's still evening. Good evening, guys. So, today I also want to be talking about the US 500 and also the NASDAQ and confluence to what we'll be expecting on some of the US stocks that we have eyes on. I hope that this is going to be a recovery for us. So, this analysis was shared also in the community right here. This is something that I've been doing for a long time. Every session that we do is being uploaded right here, including that of Bitcoin and that of Euro USD done in February. And yeah, there is a lot of analysis done. So US 500 and the NASDAQ is one of them, and this is it. So I will start off from the higher time frame to explain what I saw on the US 500 and what I'm expecting to see. Alright, so we have been bullish, alright, on US 500. We are not yet bearish, alright. So every sell that is occurring, I'm seeing that has a pullback or a retracement. Okay, as long as we don't see any violation of a bullish trend. And by the way, this is my swing high and my swing low. This is the major trend that I am focused on as a bullish structure. That is my higher high and that is my higher low. All of these monthly candles that you see here is something that I don't have interest on based on what I'm looking at from the higher time frame for a long term, the bias I'm having for long term. So this is my higher high, this is my higher low. So I cannot panic from any sales that could possibly occur, because that is how the market wants to do. If it decides to be bearish this year, then it's okay. Next year I might be expecting it to go bullish. Alright, so if it goes bearish this year, then I'm okay with that, because the whole of 2024 has been bullish, right? So it doesn't matter. What I know is that we are still strongly bullish on the US 500. Alright, now the reason why I'm looking at US 500 and I'm saying this and looking at the higher time frame is because I am not trading it, but I'm using this as a confluence to know what I have to invest in when it comes to the US stock market. So if I have to analyze US stock market, I have to analyze and make sure that it is in confluence with that of US 500 and also the NASDAQ, because we have two major US stock, two major stocks, or how I put it, two major exchanges that we have in the United States, which is the NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange. Alright, so the NASDAQ is mostly focused on tech, like the Tesla and others. There are a lot of shares, and the US 500 is known as 500 companies under the New York Stock Exchange. Though I think now there is more than 500, but I think it's 501 now or something like that. But that is by the way. Let's focus on what we are having right here. So seeing that we are bullish on the US 500, and I'm looking at the current trend that I'm having right here, ignoring this for the long term, focusing on the current one that we have right here. Alright, so the current trend in this leg that I'm having is this high and this low. Then I have this high, and then I have this low. Alright, that is what I am having a structure, and then we finally have this high. Okay, if you look from the monthly time frame, nope, more clear on the weekly time frame. So we trade higher, came back, mitigate, and hold the block. Then we trade higher, created an area resistance right here, came down into Basa inefficiency, and we trade higher. All of this has been liquidity trend lines. All right, so the order block that we have seen is here because this is an area where we sold and then bought. Okay, so that is where I had my interest in, for the fact that it also broke this high. So whatever is responsible to break this high, I'm focusing on price to get here, and I have to look for a confluence and a confirmation to validate this order block. So we waited for that, and price trades downwards and trades into it, even went deeper. So we go down to the daily time frame. This is what we are having on our daily time frame, and all of these I see has a liquidity. Not interested in this and not validating this as a structure, as a trend. All right, so now we trade into that bullish order block or the demand zone, and that is the, which week was that? That is the third week of March, right? First week of March, second week, yeah, third week of March. So I might be expecting the second week of March to maintain that low of the month. All right, so going back to the daily time frame, we are looking at the daily time frame, and there is nothing seen like a clear structural or trend. So I have to go down to the forward time frame to confirm that order block. So this is where we have it. All right, so the price has been dropping one-sided, and we finally trade into that order block, right? And I think this was last week. We trade lower, we trade high. The area of inefficiency that we're having is from here to here. Okay, so now if price is to continue selling, it will have used this inefficiency that we have here to sell off. That is to say, balancing sales inefficiency and then continue to sell. But in this case, what we have right here is price sweeping sell stop. After sweeping the sell stop, we trade backwards into the fair value gap. We have already traded into the 50%, and that was when it sold off. Right, and there was no confirmation seen to continue the sell, so price trades back into it, trade lower, did not break this low, and then tries to trade back higher, violating, trying to trade out of this sell side inefficiency. Now what will be my area of focus? I will be focusing on this area. It could be possible that the price might not likely come there, but we have our focus there. Or this last sell candle, the sell candle that was triggered to take this liquidity, that would be what we refer to as an order block. That would be our area of focus. So now what I'm seeing now is I'm trying to confirm that the order block is valid, and we'll be expecting to see US500 form a bullish trend to go higher. So what I'm trying to wait for is for it to come back. It could possibly not do that, but if it has to come back, I am waiting right here at this bullish order block or the demand, and then expecting it to be drawn to all of this liquidity pool that we have right here. All right, so all of this sell stop, sorry, all of the buy stop that we have, that will be what we'll be targeting. Okay, so going back to, let's see how the 2 hour look like. This is what we have in the 2 hour, but I think it is more clean on the 3 hour and also the 4 hour time frame. So my directional bias for US 500 is to maintain that bullish move, and we'll be anticipating to see it go higher to be drawn to this buy stop that we have right here. So we see how next week will be, and also we'll be waiting for the second quarter to start, and that is the month of April. Alright, so that is what we have on the US 500, and still not yet confirming to start purchasing the US stock until it is clearly confirmed and seen. Alright, so this is me sharing my idea to you guys for educational purpose, not a signal. I am not a signal provider. Alright, so now we move to NASDAQ. NASDAQ, the same thing. Remember what I predicted NASDAQ here, the year 2023 on my YouTube channel. You can still go back and you'll see that. So that is, by the way, I'm trying to look at it again. So the same thing with US 500, we are still maintaining that bullish trend. Alright, so this is the recent demand that we have that caused a breakout structure. Price trades into it, and I'm still waiting for price to confirm in that area. So the same thing we had on the US 500 is quite similar to what we have on the NASDAQ. The difference is that NASDAQ did not do any hunt, so we're having an SMT divergence right here. Alright, so I don't know how most people use that SMT divergence, but I think it's something that we need to look into to fully understand how it works. I don't fully understand how the SMT between two pairs works, but it's something that we need to also study. So the US 500 did a hunt on a sell stop, but that of the NASDAQ did not do that. Alright, but my main interest, ignoring this, my main interest is that I want to see it trade out of this sell side inefficiency. That is what I want to see. So once it trades out of that sell side inefficiency impulsively, I'm expecting it to start printing a bullish trend. Alright, so that I can validate that old block from our higher time frame. Alright, so if a swing point of higher high and higher low is not given to me, then I have not fully confirmed that I have to be bullish. Alright, so even though I'm seeing this shift trying to convince me that it wants to go bullish, I still have to wait for a high to be broken, and the high that I'm waiting for is this high. Alright, so for the idea that is trying to print a higher high and a higher low. Okay, so still waiting for that, and the main focus will be next week. Yeah, next week is when I'll be paying attention to it. For now, I will not, because the week is already ending. So if the confirmation is thin, then anticipating once it breaks this high, I am anticipating to start going bullish on NASDAQ positions and target this high. So that will give me a confirmation that I have to look for assets in the US stock market to purchase. I don't trade NASDAQ. It's a confluence. So you can actually see the move happening did actually affect Tesla a bit. But the interesting thing is that KTOS that I shared long time ago is still doing well, even though we had a little bit of drawdown in the NASDAQ. It still maintained that bullish move. We already hit our first target and it's still trying to go higher. So trading out of what? Sell side inefficiency. It did not confirm any bearish move. Price trades into it, did not break this low. So we are not confirming this to be validated. The sell side inefficiency is not validated, so we're expecting to trade out of it. Okay, and once it trade out of it, we'll be anticipating to see it start giving me that bullish trend that I want to see. It needs to start printing a higher high and higher low for me, so that I can have that confidence to purchase more. Okay, so what else? We're seeing a little bit of green coming up, but still not yet satisfied about it, or still had not yet confirmed it. Okay, so that is what I see for the NASDAQ and the US500. This also doing well. I love this asset, but seeing it on all-time high, I don't think I might be purchasing this, but it looks interesting. And we have our DER EOSE hitting our first target of $5. I had this demand zone that I'm paying attention, because that is my swing point of higher high and higher lows. So it's also trying to show me that bullish move to go higher, because if you look at that sell, it's not too strong. Alright, it's choppy, there's nothing to sell from there. Even on the daily time frame, this type of trading doesn't show any sell. Confluence is a liquidity build-up. So still maintaining that bullish bias for the EOSE. We see how it goes depending on what the NASDAQ is trying to do for us. I don't know if this is trying to use the the bullish inefficiency, buy side inefficiency to buy. But my eyes has been on that auto block since, so that makes some sense. So if it decides to use inefficiency, then I'm fine with that, I'm cool with that. So I just need to know that's confirmation and the quantity that I have to purchase. So yeah, that is it, guys. I still have all the assets like Roblox. I don't know, we had it to draw down, but we bought from a very discount price, which is right here. That was why I shared it to the team, and we are still having that bullish structure forming right this high. And let me see, let's go to the monthly time frame. Okay, so that of Roblox, we have this low and this high, so we are still maintaining that bullish structure for Roblox, and we see what will happen. All right, so I don't think I have to say much. Gold we analyzed long time ago is still doing well, still running and running and running, and yeah, that's a record breaking for me also. Remember, we started it from this last 2023. Also, we did analysis right here, remember? And if you are on a position trade since then, you know we started from here, 2025, right? And we did well. I shared this on YouTube, and I also shared. Okay, this was shared with the team. So that is it, guys. That is it, guys. So nothing else for me to talk about, nothing else to say. I still have my watch list. I'm seeing these greens and I'm happy. Maybe we are recovering. We like to see that for a long time. So yeah, if you want to join the community, the Telegram community, a link will be on the description so that you can have access to that. So take care and be safe.